right?
Hari Om everyone. I hope everyone's doing okay. We will wait for another 2 minutes and then we shall start. Good to see everyone. And today we'll be talking about Navratri. Jai Ma Parvati Harar Mahadev. I hope everyone's doing okay. And sadhana's going good. Just waiting for another 30-40 seconds and then we shall start. Thank you for joining. Very, very grateful. Before starting, a small announcement. I have a small request. It's a small session. Keep everything aside. Get a paper pen and listen to it carefully. I know it is on YouTube. You can check it, but if you are here, then make the most of it. Also, one more request: keep your cell phones on silent. Whatever, wherever, give your best, and we shall start. So, we start. We will start with the mantra. So, everyone sit straight. Roll back your shoulders, adopt the Namaskar Mudra, and we'll chant together. Just consciously inhale and consciously exhale. This small mantra is from the Durga Saptashati. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Buddhi Rupena Samsada Namastasya 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 Namo Nama. That means we are praying to Maa Durga and we are praying to Durga that she gives us the intelligence, that is Buddhi, to walk on the path, and we completely surrender. Dandavat Namaskar to her. May she guide us to the session. May she gives us the buddhi to walk on the path and to follow the Navratri together. So we pray to her, we bow down with that awareness, and we start the session. Okay, everyone, we are starting the session. So be aware. Again, I repeat, keep everything aside and let's focus here. Now, before jumping into understanding how Navratri happens, what happens, I'm sure many people are aware, everyone is aware. Here we'll be talking about what Shakti is. Before the basic, to understand what Shakti or what Devi is or what are the forms of Devi, we should know what Shakti is. Now, whatever we are quoting in a session is from the Devi Puran, is from Shiv Puran, is from Tantra text. It is just making it simple language. We are not here to complicate life. We're keeping everything simple. Let's understand what Shakti is. Now, whenever we talk about Shakti, the first thing that comes to our mind is a form of a Devi or is um, different forms, the Mahavidyas or the Saptamatrikas. When I talk about Shakti, let me be very clear, it is formless. It is that energy through which the entire creation has come into existence. I'm calling it Moola Prakriti. That means it is in this table, in this chair, in this wire that is charging the laptop, in my hair, in everything. The creative force that you see is Shakti. So, what I'm trying to tell you, when you do your sadhana and go into the details, you will understand, or even when you take Sri Vidya sadhana, or you understand the actual form of Tripura Sundari, or Bhairavi, or Chinmasta, any form, we call it Shakti. When we call Shiv Shakti, the Shakti here stands for the cause, the dynamic energy, or the movement. Very simple. It is everything, yet it is nothing. And a Devi Puran does something very beautiful. When you read to the Devi Puran, you understand that Devi Ma takes Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesh, all three of them, and it is shown that how she shows everything from one point of view. The Vishnu Bhagwan, Shiv Bhagwan, and Brahma Bhagwan are watching, and they see multiple forms. And then Devi tells them that I am everything. I'm that Shakti which is in everything, and I operate everything. When I talk about Shakti, it is that energy which is operating everything. So Shakti is that dynamic energy. And of course, when I talk about Shiv, it is pure consciousness. Now, when I use the term Shakti, you should understand that when I talk about Shakti, it is in everything. Who is Shakti? Shakti is Devi. Who is Shakti in human being? It is a Kundalini energy. Who is every god have a Shakti? It is that energy which is supporting the masculine energy also. Also, when I say Shakti and Shiv, they are not outside, they are within you. Don't think that I'm doing a Tantra sadhak, so I need Shakti outside. When you evolve on the path, you realize that Shiv, Shakti both live inside. It is Ida and Pingla. Also, we have written Prakriti. Now, when you read the Devi Purana, understand the Lalita Sahasranam, or you understand the Sri Vidya, the term Prakriti, pra stands for superior. It is the highest creation. And Kriti means creation. Prakriti also stands for the three gunas, that is Sattva, Raja, and Tama. What I'm trying to explain you is whenever you understand Shakti or whenever you understand Prakriti, don't think that it is Maya, because even Maya is coming from her, she is everything. The three gunas that are binding us, which is everything, and the three gunas which will liberate you, that force that she is given is also everything. So, what I'm trying to tell you, when you use the term Prakriti, Prakriti is that superior creation which is in everything and which is within you. So, what I'm trying to introduce is a small form of explaining what Shakti is. It is not a form, it is not an identity, it is that energy, it is that dynamic which is working, which is everything. And when you read the Shiv Puran, or when you take Tantra Shastra, when you take any text, it is that Shakti which creates everything and makes you to reach Shiv. In Tantra, when you talk about Kundalini energy, it is that Shakti which is sitting within you and that awakens and goes up and meets Shiv, which is pure consciousness. But that doesn't mean that you only depend upon Shakti or you depend upon Shiv. It clearly mentions that without Shiv, there is no Shakti, and without Shakti, there is no Shiv. So, what we are trying to give you some foundation that when you do Navratri Shakti Sadhana, simple thing that you have to understand is you're worshipping Shakti at the highest form. It is not just limited to any form or different forms of goddesses. It is limited to, it is beyond everything. It is because of which we are, and it is because of which doesn't exist, you will not exist. Again, coming back to simple form, you take any forms, it is with Shakti. Shiv, Shakti. Vishnu Bhagwan, Lakshmi Mata. Anything is always supported by Shakti, Bhairav and Bhairavi. It is that Shakti because of which even the gods exist. And for Navratri, we have to understand this Shakti and worship this Shakti. So we call it the Mula Prakriti, we call it the superior creation. In fact, it is in everything. Um, Great story about Thakurji, that is Paramans Ramkishanji. He was so much one with the Shakti and so much one with Ma Kali that there was no difference between fecal matter or even between gold. He was in that state. So if you attain that state, is where you become one with Ma Lakshmi, Ma Saraswati, Ma Chinmasta, Bhairavi, anything that you consider. With this knowledge, let's understand. With this knowledge, let's understand how that Shakti takes a form of Devi and who Devi is. When I use the term Devi, it stands for everything in this nature and in this cosmos. That Shakti is that cosmos, Parabrahma. I don't want to use fancy words. Let's get back to simple understanding. Now, when you worship Devi, what happens? This is something very basic that we all should understand and all should be familiar with. Devi, when you understand the yantras and tantras and mantras in simple language, Shakti in that Devi, when we worship you, now imagine any Devi that you're worshipping. Maybe Kali, maybe Ma Lakshmi, maybe Ma Saraswati, maybe the Dashama Vidyas, maybe Maa Durga. What happens for beginners like us to understand? When we start worshipping Devis, these three Shaktis will come into us. That is Icha Shakti, Kriya Shakti, and Gyan Shakti. Any Devi that you worship, it is the basic principle. Now I'm taking you a step ahead. Whenever we go to a temple, we offer flowers to a Devi and we worship Devi. We only worship with this form. But when you understand sadhana and go into details of understanding Shakti, you'll understand that these three Shaktis are within us. Maybe a male, maybe a female, anyone, doesn't matter. What is that? Icha Shakti. A higher sadhak in the higher state, or when a sadhak is doing Devi sadhana, he will slowly realize that whatever desires coming to me is because of the Shakti, and that Shakti is everywhere. So whatever you do, or whatever creative idea comes, or whatever thought is coming to you, it is because of that Shakti. It belongs to Kali, it belongs to Ma Saraswati. You call it anything, it is that Shakti. Kriya Shakti. Any action that you are doing, anything that you're doing is because of her will only. See, this is the difference between a sadhak who's doing sadhana or he's just doing some rituals. Here we are talking about sadhana now. So any thought that it comes, it is because of Kalima. It's a personal experience because I worship Kalima, so I mentioned Kalima. So I worship any god. Remember that Shakti is one, and all the forms are coming from that Shakti. That is Parabrahma. In fact, in Tantra we call it Parashakti. It is that Parashakti, that energy that will take you to Shiv. It is that Parashakti without which Shiv doesn't exist. So here we call it anything, Icha Shakti. So when we do sadhana, so why I'm talking about this, you may think, oh, randomly he's talking about why Devi. He's not talking about a form, but he's talking about the three Shaktis. Because during Navratri, when you do sadhana and you go into details, you will realize that these three Shaktis are operating through you, and spontaneously things are happening. For a higher sadhak, he has completely surrendered, and then the Icha Shakti takes over, the Kriya Shakti takes over, and Gyan Shakti takes over. So, whenever you're doing any Shakti sadhana or any Devi sadhana, without understanding, without the philosophy of these three principles, you can't move ahead. What is Gyan Shakti? She is the highest. She will take you to the highest and you'll become a perfect instrument. Again, coming back to basics, what will happen now when a sadhak understands these three kinds of principles? What happens? Any thought that comes to him or her, it is Kalima's Icha Shakti. Any action that he does, it is the action that is he's doing for Kalima or doing for Ma Saraswati or doing for Ma Baglamukhi or anything. And the last, all the knowledge that we all come from the same source, and she is the one who will take me to Shiv. That is the highest consciousness, again, Gyan Shakti. So now when I talk about Devi, it is not a form of Devi who's holding a khadga or who has no head, chinmasta. It is these three attributes that will be given to you, and then the esoteric meaning of the form will blossom. So remember point number one, when we talk about Shakti, it is that essence which is in everything. It is that dynamic energy through which the nature is existing. In a sadhak, who a Devi is, it is that three principles through which she operates. Icha Shakti, Kriya Shakti, Gyan Shakti. Of course, I repeat, there's a lot of esoteric meaning. When I talk about Sri Vidya sadhana, any other sadhana, a lot of meaning changes. When we do sadhana, the meaning changes. But for a sadhak who's coming here for the first time, and wants to enter into the dimension of Shakti, remember that you should surrender. Every thought is Kalimas, every action I do is Kalimas, and at the end, everything is Kalima. So, whatever fruit and result I get belongs to Kalima. That should be the definition of Devi for a beginner to jump into the details of understanding what Shakti is. Understanding the basic of Shakti, understanding the basic of Devi, the different forms you worship. Now let's understand what Navaratri is. I'm sure everyone here is aware about Navaratri. Navaratri are the 9 days and nights where we worship Maa Durga. In fact, Maa Durga has been mentioned first time more clearly in the Durga Saptashati, and she is that essence through which everything has come into creation. Devi Puran also talks about it. In fact, the worship of Durga has been changed to Ved and all, but let's not get into detail. Let's understand the basic. Navratri is the time when 9 days are specially allotted for the worship of Shakti. You call it Divine Mother. I would prefer to call it Shakti. I would prefer to call it Kalima. Navratri, the 9 nights. In fact, different texts have different meanings. In Devi Puran, it is said that she is worshipped during day and night. Few say in the night. Don't worry about that. Have the right bhav, because this is the time where Mother Nature herself is giving you an opportunity to understand the Shakti Tattva. And these 9 days, that Navratri are of total 4 types. In fact, Navratri, if you look at the PPT very clearly, these 4 Navratris are divided into 2 sets. One is the Navratri that everyone knows, that is the Chaitra Navratri and the Sharad Navratri. Other Navratri is known as the Gupt Navratri. Just giving you some basic understanding, the first set of Navratri is performed by everyone. It is very, very famous. It is out there, and we know that one comes during March and April, and other one comes during September and October. Now, the other 2 set of Navratri is known as Gupt Navratri. Very simple to understand. Gupt means hidden, and this is the time where great Tantra sadhaks, the second one, Gupt Navratri, they do the Mahavidya sadhana, they do the tantric way of worshipping under the guidance of the Guru, and the rituals are specifically um, given, explained, depending upon what kind of bhav you are worshipping Ma, what is your temperament, what is the level of your evolution, the Guru will tell you to your sadhana. But the Chaitra Navratri and the other Navratri, which we want to discuss in detail, is done for everyone, and it is uploaded all over Bharat, and we worship and understand the divine feminine energy. Today we'll be talking about the Navratri that comes during September and October, and that will be our focus. It is very, very simple. Again, coming back to PPT number 1, is first is we understood what Prakriti Shakti is, and it is not a form, it is that energy which is holding everything together. Second is understanding, very simple, that this Devi that you are worshipping operates in Icha Shakti, Kriya Shakti, and Gyan Shakti. It becomes a trikon, it becomes a triangle, and that triangle is the Bindu coming in between, giving you some glimpses of Sri Vidya and Yantra Sadhana, but just for your understanding. And then, not talking about Navratri, the 9 nights, and they are divided into 4 parts. Moving ahead, we'll understand Navratri have to do for our sadhana. This year, we are doing the Navratri Shakti Sadhana. It is an understanding so that those who are completely new will understand what needs to be done and what the course is offering. The Navratri Shakti Sadhana this year begins on 21st September, and actually it begins on 22nd. 21st will be a session where we'll talk about what the sadhana holds, what are the esoteric meaning of the sadhana, what needs to be done, and there will be a session from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. And it ends on 2nd October. From 22nd September to 2nd October, we will have a full guided session where we will, from waking up in the morning to sleeping in the night, what needs to be done will be explained in detail. So again, coming up this year, Navratri is a bit different. You'll understand why. But 21st September, we have an introduction to Navratri Shakti Sadhana. Of course, it will be a bit different from this. Here, I'm just giving you an overview so you understand what is happening. And actual Navratri this year starts from 2nd September, ends on 2nd October. And what sadhana needs to be done, we'll explain. This is specifically for this year. Going into any detail and understanding what Navratri this year is, we worship Ma Shakti in the form of Durga Ma. The literal meaning of Ma Durga, which is mentioned in the Durga Saptashati, is someone, just translating in normal language, something which is very difficult to pierce or get through or to go through. Second meaning, if you realize, is Ma Durga is the one who helps us to cross the ocean of this samsara. The first meaning, let me explain. Ma Durga is that Devi which will never let you go down in lower emotions. This is the actual meaning. Yes, Prita, the Ma Durga here is beautiful. And we always, when I look at her, like she's looking right through you. Sorry, coming back, she is the one who will never let you go through your lower emotions. Second, she is the one who will hold you and let you pass what the ocean of samskara means, this human life. She is that Shakti through which Shiv also can operate, and Shiv is nothing. She is that Shakti. When you awaken her through the right sadhana, she will take you to the highest. So, Durga Ma is that. In fact, I'm sure you might be knowing when you read the Durga Saptashati, and it is said that when Vishnu Bhagwan goes in Yog Nidra and all the chaos starts of the demons, and they evoke Maa Durga. That means, yeah, the demons that are creating all the chaos are not outside you, it is inside you. What are the gods doing? They are praying and evoking Ma Durga, that Shakti. And when that Shakti takes the form of Ma Durga, having so many arms, holding so many weapons, I'm sure when you read the Durga Saptashati, you know it that all the gods are gifting her different weapons. She's taking the form and killing Mahishasura. That is the reason Ma Durga is also known as Mahishasura Mardini Durga. Maisha Mardini Durga we call, and she has beautiful different forms. In fact, if you go in detail and you understand, there's a certain way she is made. Her foot is at the right, and that the Mahishasura takes different forms, and only Durga can kill it. That means even gods have to come to Shakti to reach the highest. So, if you read the Devi Puran or you understand the Shakta tradition, Shakti is the highest. If you read the Shiv Puran and understand Kashmir Shaivism, Shiv is the highest. If you go to the Ganpati and read the Ganpati Puran, Ganpati Bhagwan is the highest. No matter who is the highest, they all come from the same source. Here, in this context, of course, we are talking about Ma Durga, she is the highest and she is killing Mahisha. So, in these 9 days, we worship Ma Durga. And something very important, don't look for demons outside. Oh, I will find Shum Nishum, I'll find Chand Mund, I'll find Raktabij outside. No. If you understand the esoteric meaning of the Durga Saptashati, she keeps on killing one demon. Shum and Nishum, they stand for ego, hyperness. Raktabi stands for your multiple desires. Mahishasura himself, Mahishasura is your ego, which constantly keeps on changing, taking different forms. If you have read the Durga Saptashati, it is clearly mentioned that Mahishasura takes the form of a bull. Then, while running from a bull, he becomes an elephant. From an elephant, he becomes a snake and then a human again. That what you know? What is the meaning behind it? Very simple. No matter how much sadhana you do, that conditioned ego keeps on taking different forms once you defeat it. So my pride is killed, then my lust will rise. My lust is killed, then my insecurity will rise. My insecurity is killed, then my other desire will die. And my Shasura will keep on, Ma Durga will keep on killing one and one in these 9 days. That Ma Durga, which is the highest, she requires no god to operate. She, in different texts, she has that's the Puja. She's 10 hands, she's 20 hands, she has 4 hands. No matter what, when you start worshipping her, all the tools she will give you to kill the demon inside and give you the true experience of Shakti Tattva. So these 9 days we worship that eternal form of Ma Durga, and she is that Durga who will take you to highest. And remember, go Google it or read any text. Go quickly check any form of Durga. No matter how ferocious she looks, she's always smiling. She's always compassionate. Even at Ma Kali, when you look, no matter how aggressive she's always smiling. So understand that she's sitting here in your heart, always smiling, willing to help you, guide you, like a mother taking you to the highest, only when the ego will dissolve. So please work on your ego, and that is what she will do when you do your sadhana. This specifically giving you a rough and clear idea that now see different traditions, different places, Ma Durga is worshipped in different forms. If you read the Durga Saptashati and understand the Durga Saptashati in clarity, you will realize that Durga Saptashati is divided into three parts, which I'll come back in the next slide. Now let me explain. This year, as I mentioned earlier, as I mentioned earlier, that It starts on 22nd September. So, for the first 4 days, we worship Ma Kali. Now, you'll ask me a simple question: why 24th and 25th you are writing Ma Kali? Because it's only for 9 days. No, this year it is for 10 days, because now you have to ask the planets why it is happening. We call it the Tithi. One Tithi extends for 2 days, 24th and 25th. So this year we worship Ma Kali for 4 days. The next 3 days we worship Ma Saraswati, and the next 3 days we worship Ma Lakshmi. Dasera is the day when Vijay Dashmi happens and everything is taken care of. So when you do your sadhana, whatever you're doing, either you worship like this or you worship the Navadurgas. Moving ahead and going into a bit detail so that we what is happening. Yeah, just going into detail now. The first 4 days we worship Ma Kali. Now, when you pick the Durga Saptashati is divided into three parts: Uttam, Madhyam, and all. But don't worry, just understand. First, we worship. First 3 days we do sadhana on Ma Kali, and we understand the glories of Ma Kali. We pray to Ma Kali. Now, what will happen inside a sadhak? Icha Shakti, Kriya Shakti, Gyan Shakti. Remember, Ma Kali will attack everything. I'm using the term attack because what is the role of Ma Kali? Ma Kali is holding a khadga and she will chop off. Immediately, she will chop off your ego. That is the reason, if you do your sadhana properly, first 4 days you'll be very agitated, you'll be very uncomfortable. In fact, we get messages from many sadhak and many people that we know for a long time who have been doing sadhana, that all the emotions are coming up, all the negativity is coming up, all their past suppressed thoughts that they are running away are coming up, because that is the role of Ma Kali. She will get everything out. She will start grinding you. She will start cleaning you. Cleaning you what? Cleaning all your emotions, cleaning all your intentions, and making you a better person. Then, after when this is done, then Ma Lakshmi will come in. Where, see, again, people don't understand what Lakshmi is. I would go talk on and on about nowadays. People, Lakshmi means they think about only money and material, which is a fact, but here, Mahalakshmi means she will make you a human. She will give you dharmic values. She will teach you how to live in this world. She'll also teach you that earning, living, everything by dharmic way and not doing wrong. And Ma Saraswati is the one who will give you the highest. She's holding a veena, and when she plays the veena, she will take you to that nad which makes you one with that cosmic consciousness, and that is Shakti alone. So the first 3 days, first 4 days, we worship Ma Kali, then we worship Ma Lakshmi, who will teach us how to live, and Ma Saraswati is the highest, is the vak, the knowledge, the speech, all that knowledge of the rishis, all the knowledge of Devi will come to you, and you will become a living being, experiential being, I would say, and understand this. So these 9 days are very, very important, and Ma Kali, Ma Lakshmi, and Ma Saraswati are worshipped like this in three phases. However, if you and if you have read in this time, we also worship the Navadurgas. As I mentioned earlier, Ma Durga is that Ma Shakti, and she can take any form. So when you understand the Durga Saptashati and the teachings of Durga Saptashati, you realize that she can take infinite forms. And she has taken Ma Kali, Ma Lakshmi, Ma Saraswati. Also, she has taken the 9 forms of the Navadurgas, and they are beautiful. Starting from Shailaputri and ending at Siddhidatri, it is the journey of a sadhak. The Navadurga is nothing but not outside but inside. The different states of consciousness that the Devi gives you, makes you aware. And it is I call it the process of grinding from understanding, from so in simple language, what are the Navadurgas going to do? They are going to take you and spoon feed you from step 1 to step 9, from understanding what Shailaputri is. That is what understanding the concept of Icha Shakti, Kriya Shakti, Gyan Shakti, to Siddhidatri, giving you moksha, mukti, and that is liberation. So at every step, Navadurgas will guide you. It will, that Brahmacharini will teach you how to do tap. uh, Ma Gauri will give you the knowledge and take you a step within the divinity. Then we have Kalratri. She will remove all the Maya, make you pure. Kalratri means night, the darkest night. In simple language, it is not the darkest night. It is after the darkest night. That is when you have the greatest emotional went out. What will happen? There'll be a transformation. She will remove the delusion and she'll show the greatest light. So, the beautiful states of consciousness. So, a sadhak with the right knowledge either can take the path of worshipping Ma Lakshmi, Ma Saraswati, and Ma Kali, or he and she can take the path of understanding the Navadurgas. Remember, whatever form you worship, they have come from the ultimate Ma Durga, and that Ma Durga has specially taken a form because at the moment we can't comprehend that Shakti, which is nameless and formless. So, Durga Saptashati is beautifully giving. Actually, it is one of the most powerful books for a Shakta to understand. People just chant it loudly, loudly, loudly. They fail to understand the esoteric meaning. They also get attached to so many forms. But Ma Durga, Ma Lakshmi, Ma Saraswati, or the Navadurgas are all what is residing within you. And they are that formless which is making you realize the highest Shakti Tattva. So either you worship in the form of the three great mothers, that is Mahalakshmi, Ma Kali, Saraswati, or the Navadurgas. It is all okay. Going to happen in a course, very, very simple. We are going to give you an entire guided sadhana, what needs to be done. In fact, that will be the session that is going to happen on 21st. All the details will be explained, all the questions, because people are asking thousands of questions. If I'm on menstrual, someone has died, there is sutak, there is I don't know what to do. If I do something wrong, nothing to worry, entire guided sadhana tool will be given. Now, I have not spoken about Kalash. Of course, Ma is worshipped in the form of a Kalash also. It has a beautiful esoteric meaning, how to do it rightly, what is the time, what is the tithi, what needs to be done, everything will be explained. Of course, Navratri is not complete without Vrat. Vrat is another tap that we do during Navratri. What is a tap? For our generation and people like us living in this modern so-called generation, tap is a way to work on your senses. So there are certain rule regulations that we do. Of course, Navratri is not complete without Durga Saptashati. Entire and Durga Saptashati are chanted by scholars in the right way. The pronunciation is perfect. Now the question comes: many people say we can't do Durga Saptashati, don't chant it. Put the headphones on, put the speaker, laptop ka speaker on, and just listen to it. Just listen to it. Finish. It will have an impact because we have selected the right people who are doing it. They know how to chant it. And of course, philosophy is required. Why philosophy is required? Because without understanding the esoteric meaning, without understanding what is the meaning and why you're doing sadhana, you won't get the maximum benefit and there will be no logic. And of course, we demand logic. Logic should come understanding all the elements together. And we have introduced this time something very special, that is the Navras meditation, to get the most energy channelization in the right way. We are doing the Navras also. What new and what different from every year? Yes, this year we have the Navras. Now Navras has many meanings. Very simple. Put you written everything on the PPT. It's very simple. We are talking about the emotions, and the more the emotions are coming out, the more you will evolve. So there is love, there is Shant Bhav, there is Veera Bhav, there is Raudra Bhav. All these Bhav will be channelized. There's a very special meditation that we have created. It is something very close to our heart, and it is made in such a way that it will amplify, yet release, and yet make you realize how impactful Shakti is, because Shakti is in all the forms, and the highest Shakti is that when it's translated and refines you. So all these bhav will be explained. Remember, it is starting from love and ending in peace, and in between there are different bhavs, from fear, disgust, fury, wonder. Also, if you realize something, here there are positive emotions also, and not negative, but here there are other emotions also. My point is, when these emotions are channelized And when these emotions, when you focus and you work and you channelize, you will realize that every emotion is an offering to Shakti. And imagine the impact of having the Durga Saptashati, having the mental bhav, doing this meditation, having that attitude and the intention, and having no fear as where Shakti is operating. So this time we are introducing the Navras, also moving ahead. To end the session, we'll do a small meditation and yeah, we'll do a small meditation. And before starting the meditation, one small announcement is that we are this time doing Navratri Sadhana for kids, because I think why we are doing it, very specific reason. Till the time we grow up, we have a very strong emotion about how ferocious Kali is. If I do something wrong, what will happen? If I do something right, or there is a lot of fear. Here we are introducing Shakti Sadhana for kids to make them realize that Shakti is unconditional love. It is the mother which is holding all the mothers. It is Jagat Ma, it is Jagat Shakti, and slowly giving the right knowledge. So, of course, the link will be shared. I think the team will share the link about the Navratri Sadhana for kids, getting back into meditation. Very simple, 4 to 5 minute meditation. Just we will guide it, and I will just let you be and just hold on to the form of that Shakti, whatever comes to you. So, everyone, just roll back your shoulders, close your eyes, adopt the Gyan Mudra. As I always say, that it is not like this or like this, it is tip to tip, relaxed, and the palms are facing towards the ceiling. So, adopt the Gyan Mudra, roll back your shoulders, eyes are closed, take the Gyan Mudra, tongue lying on the lower palate, and just close your eyes. With that awareness, just roll back your shoulders, close your eyes, sit in a very comfortable posture. When you take this posture for the next 4 to 5 minutes, don't move. So, whatever movement and adjustment is required, please do it once and for all. With this awareness, your eyes are closed, completely relax your body and consciously inhale and consciously exhale. One more time, inhale and exhale. And slowly get the awareness between your eyebrows. Put no pressure on your eyes. Don't flinch. Don't frown. Just completely relax and just consciously inhale and consciously exhale. Whatever you have understood in this session, contemplate on it and hold on to the form of Maa Durga. Imagine her 10 hands. Imagine she is holding all the weapons, smiling at you, looking at you. That Mahishasura, that is your ego which is down. And just surrender all your fear, pride, ego, whatever comes to you through your divine lotus feet, and just stay there. If nothing is coming, go blank. If another form is coming, accept it. For the next 3 minutes, I just leave it to you. Just hold on to that form of Shakti, whatever way she's coming to you. There are no internal thoughts, there are no external thoughts. Just hold on to her. Completely surrender everything to that Shakti and just be. With that awareness, consciously inhale and consciously exhale. Complete awareness at the tip of the nose. With your eyes closed, adopt the Namaskar Mudra and just pray to that divine form, to that Shakti, that may or Icha Shakti, that all your desires and all your thoughts be pure and uplifting. May all the actions that you do may be pure, and of course, may you reach and experience the highest knowledge, and that is Shakti herself. May you become Shakti and be with Shakti. With that awareness, we chant to one Om and three Shantis together. Inhale. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om. Tat Sat, bow it down. Surrender your ego, surrender your practice, surrender everything to that divine, and that is Shakti yourself. With that awareness, consciously inhale while exhaling. Rise up, rub your palms nicely, and place it over your eyes. Consciously inhale and consciously exhale and release. Thank you for joining us. This was just to understand that if you have heard about Navratri for the first time or want to do your sadhana, don't worry about anything. Understand the basic that one thing which is very important and something very practical. No matter how you worship her with love and with surrender. She is the mother of all mothers. She is that Maa Durga. She is that unconditional love. Remember that she is that love who will never get upset, never get punished, never get disheartened. The only problem is our mind, which creates problem, and she will kill that ego so the mind becomes purified, the intellect becomes perfect, and we become Shakti herself. Praying for everyone. Thank you for joining. May Shakti guide us, bless us, and take us to the highest. Hari Om Tat Sat. Thank you.